Finally, the time has come. By now, obviously, you'll know it's an M2 competition that I have bought, the BMW that I've been hiding for actually 3 months today. I've just looked, I bought it 3 months today, and it's been sat in the yard ever since. I haven't even touched it, haven't looked at it. All I did was take it off the trailer 3 months ago, and yeah, it's been quite difficult to hide it from you guys, and I'll hide it from myself to stop trying to work on it and have a look at it. So let's get straight into it. I'm gonna reveal the pictures now, and we'll talk through exactly what's going to happen with it and what we're going to do with it in today's video. So please welcome to the channel my new broken, smashed, absolutely ruined BMW M2 competition. When I got it, I had it on the trailer and I kind of reversed the trailer in here, and I had to try and get it off the trailer, and that was actually a very difficult task because the rear end, I mean, I don't know where this has been, but the exhaust is all mashed up as well, and it looked like there's a branch in this exhaust pipe, and there was just dirt. All 4 exhaust pipes were completely caked in dirt, and I had to get a stick to try and get it all out. And now if you look here, you can actually see when it was on the trailer some of the mud that I had to try and get out of the exhaust. So this does run. I didn't know it ran. It was a non-runner when I got it, but I had a look and I could see that the intercooler, not the intercooler, sorry, the oil cooler had been ripped off and there was a pipe missing, and I just know as soon as I tried to start it, it would just basically pump oil out everywhere. So I think you can see it here. Let's just get my arm down. I've got like a little pipe, and I basically just bridged the gap between the oil, well, basically, that is an oil cooler. I've bridged the 2 pipes together to, so the oil circulates and bypasses the oil cooler that isn't there, just basically so it stopped the engine from pumping out loads of oil, and it actually would run. So that is the way I knew it would run. I managed to reverse it off the trailer and leave it there. Now, yeah, I did try and get it off without running it, but looking at it, it was very difficult to get it out of park. Looking on Google, it said you have to, there's a mechanical notch on the gearbox, I think, that you had to disengage to be able to get it out, and yeah, I just couldn't do it like it was. So managed to get it running in the end and reverse it off. So yeah, and that's where it's sat ever since. So I don't know whether this has been in a rollover or not, because there's quite a big bit of damage here on the roof. Now it's quite sunny, so I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but there's a major hole right here. Now, having a look, like, it hasn't smashed the windscreen, and the edge of the roof here doesn't actually look like it's impacted. It looks quite similar to the other side. So I'm really hoping I can just like strip the headlining, push this out as much as I can, and it will be okay. But obviously it smashed the rear window here, so I don't really know what's gone on. But there's frontal damage, obviously the side, all down this side, roof, there's rear damage as well, the rear bumper, the exhaust. The near side's mostly okay, up until the wing. That's completely smashed as well. The suspension here, so there's quite substantial damage to the car. I might get away with this door, it looks okay, but the side skirt's ruined. Windscreen I don't think is actually smashed, which is a bonus. Bonnet, I think the bonnet's, is the bonnet all right? Oh, bonnet actually might be okay. Yeah, the bonnet might actually be good. Hopefully this headlight's good, because this is very expensive. Now, I have been keeping my eye on eBay for the last 3 months, and no M2 competition parts come up at all. There's loads of new parts which are very expensive, but I haven't actually found any like front end parts at all. So yeah, this is going to be interesting. I don't know how I'm going to get it in the workshop. Hopefully that wheel will just drive, I don't know yet. Being rear wheel drive, it'll be a bit easier to manage, but yeah, let me know in the comments, what do you guys think? rollover or not. Yeah, I'm hoping it's just not, there's just loads of damage, light damage all around the car and nothing major. I don't think the chassis legs have bent on this. I mean, we're going to find out, we're going to get it in the workshop in a minute, but yeah, you can see just all the cobwebs and rubbish where it's sat. So let's just try and look in the inside. No airbags have gone off, which is very good because it means I don't have to replace them. But that's horrible sound. Come on. There we go. Interior wise, pretty good. I think the interior doesn't need to be touched. Now, I don't know what's optional and standard on these at all. So if someone in the comments wants to let me know and enlighten me, I assume it's just a standard spec. I don't know if Harman Kardon is standard or not. Other than that, it's pretty much, yeah, no idea. Well, let's just turn the jump pack on. Now, if I'm honest, I completely forgot how bad that is. I don't know if it's going to drive. It's obviously the wishbone, probably the steering arm as well, is completely mangled. I'll try and drive it. As I say, all I did was reverse it straight back. So that was fairly easy. Whether it's going to turn or not, because it's probably a good 60-70 meters to the workshop, and obviously I'll have to use the steering to get it in. And also, it really needs to clean before I get it in as well, because it is absolutely filthy. So it's got no coolant, because I've just tucked the radiator out the way and there had no hose on it. So it's definitely no coolant in the system. Oil I think is okay. I might just, can you check it on the MMI? Let's have a look. Oil level. Measure oil level. Ah, it said oil level okay. Engine oil level okay. Let's just make sure there's no oil leaks quickly. Okay, well, looks good. There's no coolant, so let's just try and drive it in. Oh, it sounds awful. Right. Drive. Yeah, judging by the fact this wheel has turned sort of 30 degrees left, I'm guessing it's just like buckling up and won't let it drive forward. So it looks like we're going to have to try and fix this fault before, well, fix this wheel before we can actually move it from where it is. I think we'll have to roll it back a little bit now as well, because I've just wedged it into the wheel arch. So yeah. Well, I've just managed to get into the boot, and thank God I have the locking wheel key. I was getting very concerned. There's also loads of parts in here as well. There's a nice carbon spoiler, which has seen better days. That's exactly what I'd want to put on it. Unfortunately, that is completely mangled. So there's a grille here, but I think that's broken. Anyway, we'll investigate these at a later date, because no doubt all of that is rubbish anyway. But for now, yeah, let's get the let's jack that near side front corner up and get that wheel off and see what we can do. So just jacking up the near side front of the car and taking off the wheel, which reveals two bottom arms, front, a rear and a steering arm. The rear arm is the one that's really bent and causing the wheel to buckle and like that. Luckily for me, it all went pretty much okay getting them out, because it's a relatively new car with low mileage. They weren't seized in or anything, so I managed to get the front arm off first, and then the bent like a banana arm, that came out okay, and the steering arm as well. They are all completely mangled and required replacing, so yeah, just taking them all out now. Right, so getting all that off actually wasn't too bad. I mean, it was a bit time consuming, but everything came out nice and easily in the end. So yeah, what we've got our arm here. I think that arm actually might not be bent. I don't know, it might be bent. We'll have a look in a minute. Obviously, steering arm here, that's bent in there. So we've got a new tie rod end coming. I think the track rod part of it might be okay. It's floating around here somewhere. Don't know where it is. It's gone. It's gone. Incredible. There it is. I think that's all right. If I can get this off, that is. But I think that looks all right. And yeah, we got our other one. Oh my God, where's that gone? Here it is. And that is the one that's bent like a banana. Look. And that was our main issue. So yeah, all come off okay. No damage to the subframe or anything like that. So I have just ordered 3 arms to replace all that. So that means hopefully we can fit those here and then be able to drive the car in the workshop. First part has turned up. Turns out that the M2 competition shares all its most of its suspension components, the bottom arms anyway, with the M2, M3 and M4 competition as well. So this one is to replace that. So this is where we find out if it actually is twisted or not. So if I just put that in up here, get rid of that. Yeah, it is twisted, look. So obviously with them two together there, you can see, if you follow it up, that the one on the left bends inwards. So it's bent sort of here, and it's nothing major. You probably wouldn't know it unless I had obviously this new one to compare it with, but it is definitely tweaked. So good job I did in the end buying a new one, because that would have made it horrible. So yeah, we're one down, so I'm gonna fit that now, and hopefully by the time I've done that, the others will turn up. Well, they will for you, not for me. Right, all parts are in. I got my second arm on there, and I've got a new arm here, a new tie rod end, and with a track rod as well. So we should be all good to get this thing kind of able to be able to drive into the workshop basically. So I'm going to stick on a quick time lapse now, get this fitted, and yeah, fingers crossed it will move forward. That's all now fitted, and the wheel looks much happier. In fact, so happy that I now think that this side is actually buggered as well, because there's quite a big gap between the wheel and the arch there. That might be just because it's been pushed back. I don't know, so we might have issues this side as well, but I'm hoping that side is good enough to roll. So let me just go grab the key, and yeah, we'll try moving it forward first before I go ahead and try and move that trailer out of the way. Sounds awful. I might have to just take this wheel off and just, I think there's some plastics wedged in the wheel. I might just whip this wheel off just to have a look at what is rubbing. Could be this wing as well. Doesn't help. Yeah. Right, I've just turned the steering slightly just so I can see if it might just bend this, try and bend this wing up. Just so it doesn't hit the wheel. A few bits of plastic in here that are wedged. Yeah, that's quite a big bit of metal there. That's big metal arm here that's not happening. Let's see if we can bend that out of the way. That should do it. Right, let's do this. Let's try and get it in the workshop. Right, excuse the rain, it is very loud in the workshop when it's raining. Right, I think that's probably the best place to leave today's video. Obviously I expected to get it in a lot quicker than I did, but it kind of took all day. So yeah, we'll leave it there. Let me know in the comments, what did you think to my new M2 competition? Do you think it rolled over? Well, not rolled over, but rolled onto its side at least. I'm not too sure. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And please subscribe if you haven't already, and follow me on Instagram at saving_salvage. And get ready for part 2, where we'll get this thing on the ramp, we'll start stripping everything, and we'll go over and assess all the damage that I can find. And yeah, start taking it apart. So as always guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers guys.